Hi guys, how's everybody doing? Today we're going to talk about shipping. We have sourced, we have photographed, we have listed, and of course we have sold. Now let's ship it. I want to cover mainly United States Postal Service because for clothing, people, that's what we're going to use the most to ship. There is also obviously FedEx and UPS, and I do use that as well from time to time. But from cost point of view, USPS makes the most sense. So we're going to concentrate on that the most today. There are two ways you can ship: priority and first class. Everything that's 16 ounces and below will go USPS first class. Now, if you take it to the post office, they will cut you off, I believe, at 11 ounces. But we with eBay, when you ship through eBay, you have like a commercial account, and they allow us to go all the way up to 16 ounces. So anything that's 15.99 you go first class. Keep in mind that that's including the packaging. So you want your packaging to be light so it doesn't add to your weight. With clothing, and this is why I love shipping clothing, you can't really break material, fabric. It's really kind of unbreakable. It's a cushion in itself, and so we really don't need to bubble wrap it or anything like that. That's why our shipping is really not complicated compared to hard good stuff. That's a little more work, but still very doable. So first class or priority mail. Let's talk about first class first. I'm gonna show you, I like to ship almost all of my stuff in polymailers. I wrote down the sizes for you guys. This one is 6 by 10, and then there's many sizes. The ones I use the most, the ones that I have, I usually order in the case of 3,000. That's the 6 by 8 and 9 by 12. You can pretty much fit anything into it. eBay, if you have eBay store, and that's gonna be the next video we'll do this week, opening up an eBay store. But if you have eBay store, part of your store fee is supplies. They will send you a certificate every quarter, and you can go ahead and order eBay branded bags, and they also have them in all sizes. I have found they are kind of pricey. If you go, and I will put in the box below who I get my supplies from. I buy them right off of eBay. I usually wait till eBay box are about 8 to 10%, and that way I get a percentage of it back. But there are many places you can get them. Amazon sells them. There's a ton of sellers right on eBay that sell them. And they come out much cheaper than the ones you would be buying, that branded eBay ones that you would be buying with the coupons. So I personally like to save my coupon for the giant monsters. And when we're going to be talking about priority, you can also ship priority by weight, and you can put it in your own packaging. So when I have an order of 5 or 6 plus size dresses, for instance, or a maternity lot or any other kind of lot, I can't obviously put it in this guy. It will just not fit. So I like to keep about 100 giants on hand, and you buy 100 of those, and there goes your quarterly certificate. But I try not to buy the smaller sizes. I got them so I could show you guys that they do exist. The cool thing about eBay branded supplies, they're reusable, and I am so huge on saving the planet. I reuse everything, green all the way. So you use the first strip, and then if the person who got this is doing any kind of eBay thing or anything, they can, when they rip it off, it kind of still stays as a second layer, and you can reuse it. Speaking of reusing, I wanted to show you both FedEx and UPS have those They're called packs. And if you get anything shipped to you from them, don't throw it away, because you could just do this to them. Flip them over. Neither FedEx or UPS are branded on the inside. Now USPS will brand their stuff. And let's see if I can show you that. They will have stuff written on the inside, so you can't really flip them over. But FedEx and UPS will not. And you can do that. And you can use it free. So don't throw those out if you have them. But anyway, for eBay stores, I usually get the biggest sizes. The smaller sizes are the cheapest, obviously. You can, if you're buying off of eBay from non-eBay branded items, you can get them as low as 3 cents a bag. Now, the larger you go in the size, the more you progress in the size, the more pricier they are. So I think it's actually an okay deal to get the big guys. Also, if you're a smaller seller or you're just starting out and you're not shipping, now remember, we ship over 100 packages every day. So for us, the quarterly coupon runs out like first 2 weeks. We need to be buying them by the case. So that's why for us, buying the smaller version is not really that great of a deal. I get them straight off of eBay from other sellers. Now, there is a difference in poly mailers, guys. Some of them cheap out and they make them so thin that when you pull them or you stick something in, it just comes right through. And USPS, you know, they throw their packages. They're pretty rough with them. So if you get like crazy cheap or crazy thin, I should say, poly mailers, they're gonna get damaged. So there are only 2 sellers that I buy from, and I tried a lot because, you know, we ship a lot and I'm all into saving money. It was a disaster. So I will put down the stores I get them from. You don't have to get them from them. I'm not affiliated with them in any shape, form, but that's quality wise and price wise where I like to get them. So that's really all you're going to need for first class. You just need to get different sizes of poly mailers and you're ready to go. As far as priority goes, that's a little more complicated. Now the cool thing is priority gives you free supplies. So if you create an account on USPS, all you have to do is register email and address. It's very simple, and then you can have the supplies shipped right to you. You can also stop by post office and they will give you almost everything but a few things. You will not get this guy, and you will not get this guy. Those are the only 2 that you have to order online. Everything else you can pick up from your local post service. And with the padded flat rate, I had run out before, and I would run in and they would give me like 3, which obviously is not even gonna cover one day of my shipping, but you know, if you're in a bind and you need a couple, they'll give it to you. So with priority splits into 2 categories: by weight and flat rate. Flat rate, basically, if it fits, it ships. Does not matter what the weight is. And by weight is self-explanatory, it's by weight. And when we're going to ship, I will show you. eBay does a really excellent job at breaking it down. There's like a box that pops out, and everything that's on the left will be your flat rate. So if it ships, if it fits, it ships. Doesn't matter the weight. And everything in the left will be by weight only. So first, let's do the flat rate stuff. I guess it all starts with a little paper flat rate envelope. And make sure, you know, if you're new to this, because especially with boxes, USPS has so many priority boxes and there's only a few of them that flat rates. So You have to make sure that it says flat rate on the envelope. Anything can go in here. It's not just for paper. I put jeans in here, I put dresses in here, if I can make it fit. Now, they don't want you to take this apart and create your own shape out of it. But you can tape it. Yes, you can. I've been doing this for 8 years now. I have talked to my postmaster because, you know, there's so many things floating around. No, you cannot overstuff it. It has to be only an inch thick. None of that is true. You can overstuff it as much as you want. You can, as long as it didn't rip, and you know, you can use tape around here to reinforce it. The only thing I have to say, if you're going to use this, use a plastic baggie. You don't really have to do it with anything else, but it's paper. It gets wet, it gets ripped. Protect your clothing. Put it in a plastic baggie, then put it in here. If you can stick it in here, use it. Now, this guy has a twin, and if you look, he's about that much bigger. He is called Legal Flat Rate. And Legal Flat Rate is exact same price as this guy. They both will cost you $5.75 up until the increase that we're having on the 22nd. Then I believe they go to 6 something. You know what? I should look that up for you while we're here. Yeah, it's gonna go to $5.75. That's not bad. I thought they were 6 something. Flat rate envelope. No, that's padded. That's going to $6.30. Okay, so those guys will go to $5.75. But no, something's up, guys. That doesn't make sense. 5, 6. Ah, okay, I see where I'm going on. The Just Emma account is new, so we don't have top rated discount yet on there. So that's why our price is $5.75. If you have top rated discount, it would have been cheaper. We are working on it. We're gonna get it in the next month or so. But so when the increase goes, I think it's gonna go to $6 on the 22nd. But for right now, it doesn't matter which one you pick. You're still gonna pay the same, $5.75. And this guy fits a lot more. Now him, you have to order online. Go look up Legal Flat Rate. And again, use plastic before you stick it in here. But he can hold a lot of stuff. I probably should just grab something. So, pants in the top, right? We're just gonna fold them. And there you go. Look how perfectly that fit. And I have a bunch of air, so I could have probably added another. Now this was my daughter's size 11 pants in the top. I could have probably put an adult one in here and that would have fit just fine. So keep in mind, you can't always do that with this guy because you need those extra few inches. You just do. So always have a stack of them on hand. You never know when somebody's gonna buy like 2 things from you and they will be too heavy to go first class and they will have to go by weight, and the priority flat rate will probably be cheapest way for you to do it. So that's as far as the envelopes goes. Now they have, this is the second step up. This is the one I use the most. It has the bubbles already built into it. It's called padded, so it's padded flat rate. And it's pretty stretchy. It will not rip. I can stick a lot in here. It has some give to it. And you can stuff it as much as you want. It, you know, it will ship and it will hold. And this guy, padded flat rate, we're talking $6.10 without top rated discount. So anything you can stick in here, it will go for $6.10 for you. And then you have boxes. Okay, small flat rate box will cost you the same amount as padded envelope. They are pretty much the same. It's not really big, but for, let's build the box. This is what it looks like. It's not very big, but if you're shipping swimwear that has underwire, or if you're shipping bra that has underwire, again, depending on the size, not all of them will fit in there, but if you need that extra protection, it is a box and it is pretty sturdy and you can use it. But for the size difference, I can put way more in here. And since we're clothing sellers, this, I go through this like water. This, I keep maybe 10 on hand. That's it. I'm big on storage space because I rather store inventory there than things like that. So things I don't use very often, I really don't keep more than 10. You can always drive down to your postal service and they have by packs. You can pick them up. You don't even have to wait if you order them and they come, you know, late for you. So if you need them, they're down the block for you. This, however, post office does not carry this on hand, and it takes like a week for me to get them. So I always try to have 2-3 cases, because you know that sometimes in 2 weeks I'll go through a case, and in case I need them, you know, I want to have them on hand. So that was a small flat rate. Now medium, they come in 2 shapes, and let's build one for you guys. So this is a medium flat rate box, and a medium flat rate box will cost you $11.95. So anything that you stick in there will ship. And this is also a medium flat rate box. If you need him that shape, exact same price, $11.95. Put it in there and it will go. And of course, not really a giant. They could have made him bigger, but this is the large flat rate box. And to ship him, he's going to be $16.35. Again, I don't use boxes as much. I mainly ship first class. If I need to ship priority, I go to him and to him. Those are my 2 mostly used priority. Once in a while, you're going to have a customer who will request overnight shipping. Now, overnight shipping is going to cost you $20.66. Remember, there are fees. So I usually like to put $22 for overnight, and you'll be surprised. I get at least 1 to 2 people every month who cannot wait for a pair of slippers, and they're willing to pay more in shipping than what the item costs, but have it there tomorrow. And you know, we live in an awesome free country. Those are our choices, and who are we not to provide that service? So next time you're at the post office, grab those guys. He, just like his friend, the red guy, which is right here. So this is just regular priority, 3 to 5 days. This is express, so 24 hours. I have had probably like 1 instance where it took 2 days for this guy to get there. And when I called USPS, they told me, oh yeah, we really never said it's going to be 24 hours. We just said it's priority express. And so be aware of that. I don't know if the rules change or not, but I did have that happen, and that's how I found out that express really does not mean overnight. However, I believe since then it changed, because when you go to print a label on eBay and you pick express, it clearly says in big letters 1 day. So, and ever since that instance, they always been getting there in 1 day. Even if I give it to my postman at 7 p.m., as long as the pickup did not go, it'll be there the following morning. $20.66. He also has a brother that's legal size, same price. So, and you also have to order him online in blue. So get yourself, 20 of them. They'll probably last you for a year, but still, keep a little stack. You can also do it by weight, by putting him in here. Now that will become costly. I have seen those go as much as, I want to say $65, depending where it goes from you by weight. So at that point, I think you should be trying FedEx, cost wise, but basically that's also an option to you. Now going back to Priority. Priority provides you this envelope. It's very sturdy, very awesome, and you could put a lot in there. The problem with him is everything that goes in here will go by weight. So I still keep a stack of them on hand, because if it fits in here and if I don't have an option for it to go into flat rate, it just didn't fit and I have no choice but to do it by weight, I'd rather use their material than mine, because they provide it for free. So I don't keep insane amount of them, but I have a stack this big. And all of this stuff that I use, a couple times, I really don't keep more than needed. There is one more box, and of course I'm out of it right now. It's called, there is Region A and Region B boxes. They are not very big. They are smaller than medium box. However, their price is much lower than medium box. So if you need a box and it just doesn't fit in a padded, where did our padded go? In a padded flat rate, and you need a box, try Region A. I usually order like a pack of them, maybe 20, 25, and that pretty much lasts me like good 6 months. Because most of the time I can put it in here. But sometimes you have 2 or 3 items that are small enough where they will fit into that box, and that box, depending, where you're shipping it, but it runs you, I think, $6.15, and Region B is like $7.90. But I believe Region A and B are also, they go by zip code. So depending on where you're shipping it, the price might change. Don't use them that often, but I do use them from time to time, and it is good to have them on hand. Okay, that's all of our supplies. Of course, you're gonna need tape. I have not used eBay tape yet. I will order it, one of those, maybe this quarter. I have 3 stores, so I have 3 certificates that came in. I haven't ordered supplies on either one of them. So I think one of them I'm going to use the tape, test it out, and I'll let you know how I like it. But I've been just buying my tape in bulk from a distributor here locally by me. But you're gonna need tape. And one more thing that I forgot. Let's dig that out. Labels. Now, I believe labels are a luxury. It took me a long time before I broke down and decided to pay for labels. Now, I actually found those people on eBay. I ordered from them. When I got their first order, they had a little business card included, and I noticed that they were like 5 minutes away from me. So I called them, and I'm like, what if I come pick it up? And they dropped the price by like half, because they didn't have to pay for shipping. And I was like, awesome. So I drive there, and I literally get like a pallet at a time. Now remember, I go through a lot of shipping. We ship a lot. We have 3 accounts, and on any given day, an account will sell 60 to 80 items, times 3 accounts. And now the Amazon one that we opened, that one had 62 items to ship yesterday. So yeah, we go through this like water. So I buy them case at a time. Now, for me, it's also a time issue. I don't ship anymore. I have people who ship. I hate shipping. But my girls just peel and attach the label, and that's it. So time-wise, when you do that many packages, this is worth it. Now, if you're just starting, like when I was one day, I would cut my own labels. I would just take scissors, cut them, and tape them. Now, then, of course, you're going to need tape. See, that's a catch-22. At this point, I think we're paying like... Okay, I'm paying $32 a case. And case has... 2,000? I'm going to have to do the math on that. But I believe they're coming out to a few pennies. They are cheaper than the envelopes. And so at this point, it's not even like if I bought paper from Walmart, I'll probably be paying exact same thing. So to me at this point, printing on paper, printing on labels, but saving all that time is kind of awesome. They come 2 per sheet. Now, I will show you how to... I only print labels. I do not print receipts. And usually if you're, depending how your account is set up, it will print label here and it will print your receipt over here. I have disconnected that option. So when I print label. Just because, you know, you get twice as many and you save the environment. Nobody needs that extra paper lying around. So yeah, labels. If you can afford them, get them. When I was starting, my kids, they bring so much paper from school. It's like they kill a gazillion trees every day. All that paper comes back. And so I used to, like, the first page is printed, the second page is clean. I'm sorry, guys. And I used to just flip it over and print on that side, on the clear side, and recycle that paper. And that worked out, you know, because it was free paper pretty much. And so that worked out okay, but then all that cutting, it just takes time. And then you need tape to attach it. So you're paying for tape. If you don't have kids who are bringing you a ton of paper from school, then you paying for paper, and at the end of the day, and then your time, of course, or time for somebody else to do it. So this is actually a very good idea. Now, they have them on eBay, but if you're a small seller, get like 2 packs. You'll be set for a while. But as you grow and you become big, look up printing companies in your area. Call them up and say, I'm looking for 2 labels per page, 8 by 10, and almost all of them make them. And you could just negotiate a deal straight with them. You know, if I buy this many cases, what the price is. If that's too much for you, I mean, you can literally buy it once a year, you know, to get the cost down. But if it's too much for you, get in your local Facebook group. Throw a message out there. I am going to be buying labels by the case. Who is in my area? Who wants to split it? And, you know, split with somebody else so the cost is down. But you can always buy them at eBay too. It just by the time you pay shipping and stuff, they become a little pricier, but they're still a really good price. Amazon has them as well. So, yeah. Label, tape, shipping supplies. Now, let's pull our items. Let's hit the computer and let's ship all that stuff. There are 2 ways you can do your shipping, and I'm going to show you both. We're going to start by shipping items one by one, and then I will show you how to ship it in bulk and print the scan form. When you get, if you don't have a store, we are going to open the store. That's going to be the next video, but for right now, we don't have a store yet. If you don't have a store, this is pretty much how your screen is going to look. If you go my eBay selling, this is where you're going to end up. There's going to be a line that says I need to ship, and the number next to it will be clickable. So if you click on that number, eBay will automatically take you in your selling queue. And it's going to look something like that. If the customer has purchased multiple items for you, you see how they're grouped, says total items 5, and they're all grouped together. And eBay already groups it that you only have to print 1 shipping label. So we are going to click on print shipping label. It's going to take us to the next screen. and it's going to basically itemize everything we sold, and we can click on every single item and it's going to open up a new screen, and we can see if you have multiples of something, you wrote some notes or something, this is the way you could check. In this screen also you could see if the buyer paid you for shipping or if the shipping is free. You can check how many quantities of what you have sold, and then you get to this part. For clothing, I always prefer to ship United States Postal Service. If you click the drop down menu, you also have an option of FedEx, and if you're doing hard goods you could check that out. But with clothing, cost wise, it makes sense to always ship with United States Postal Service, so we're going to leave that alone. If you remember from the previous video when we were listing, we have selected the slowest service possible, economy. We did that just because we wanted to make sure our package will get there in the designated time that eBay told the customer. However, we will ship most of our items first class. Now, when you do this for a while, you're gonna know exactly what service you want to pick. But when you're first starting, you're not sure what's the best way to ship. This line above says compare delivery service. If you click on it, this window will come up. Now remember, we talked about flat rate services and calculated services. So based on the zip code, this side of the screen will always be by weight. You're going to pay based on the weight of your package. This side of the screen, however, will always be flat rate. So if you can pick one of those flat rate boxes or envelopes, then that is the flat rate fee. It has nothing to do with weight. Now, let's turn our scale on. This lady has purchased 5 items. So we automatically know that there is no way we are going to use first class service, because that only goes up to 16 ounces. So we have this pile of clothing, and just for our curiosity, we're gonna throw it on the scale, and it's okay, it's 3.7. You always want to round up to the nearest biggest number. Even if it's 6.1, technically USPS wants you to make it as 7. Okay, so that is our weight. We're gonna go back to the screen, and we're going to put 3.8 and click calculate. Alright, so here are our options. If we are lucky enough to stick all those 5 items in padded flat rate envelope, we will pay $6.10. Chances of our doing it are slim to none. I'm looking at this pile and it is humongous, so that's not going to happen. We can put it probably in the medium flat rate box for $11.95. That will probably happen. However, if we look at this side, if we go by weight, we're gonna pay $7.90. And remember, by weight, we can put it in their packaging, which is, where did it go? We can attempt to stick it in this envelope if we want, or we can put it in any packaging we have, and then any packaging we have, and then just attach the label to it. So it makes sense for us. And if you look, Parcel Select, which is the slowest shipping possible, will cost you $7.98. So Priority will actually be cheaper in this case. Also keep in mind, the prices you're seeing, because that count is new, it's not reflecting any top rated discounts or anything like that. We will work in the next month to achieve power seller and top rated seller, and I'll have a separate video on that. And once we get that, the prices will drop. We will also see the top rated discount. Right now, this is without the discount. So we're going to pick Priority by weight. We're going to click Save. That's pretty much all you do here. purchase postage, it will automatically do its thing. It's basically charging your PayPal at this time, and it's going to, there you go, give us a label. So we're gonna click print label, send it to the printer. While that's printing, and my printer is not plugged in, so let me change that. While that's printing, you have some option here. You can request a free pickup where USPS will come directly to your house and they will pick it up from you. And when you have to request it 24 hours in advance. So today, calling for today is not going to happen. If you're doing it today, it will only happen tomorrow. If you wanted it for today, you should have done it yesterday. You can schedule them a few, like today you can schedule one for tomorrow, and day after tomorrow you can fill out separate forms. You can also put notes in there. If you're leaving your packages by your front door, you can put, please pick up packages by my front door. If you live in special neighborhood and they are not saved by the front door, put in there, please ring the doorbell, and I will give you my packages. They will actually do it. What happens is they get a form printout with a barcode and they can't ignore it. The mailman has to come in, scan that form, and pick up your packages. So whatever you put on that form, they will do. My mailman is wonderful. He knows this is what I do. And talk to your mailman. If you tell him this is the story, I sell, I will have packages daily. A lot of times, you know, you don't even need to fill out the form. He will just come to your door every day. Mine does anyway. Ring the doorbell and he's like, I'm here. Do you have anything? So they're very wonderful. Okay, so this what has come out. There is a way for you to have the receipt. And I probably should have showed you that. And you know what? We will print one more right now and I will show you. I personally, because I buy my labels and they come 2 per page, I personally don't do this part. It wastes ink, it wastes paper, and then you have to store it. I mean, if you ship 1 or 2 packages, probably not a big deal. I ship over 100 every day. I don't want boxes and boxes of paper. In PayPal, there is a spot, and also in eBay, where all this information is stored. So you can get it all in electronic form, where you don't really need to store boxes of receipts from your shipping. And we will do a video on all the reports available to you from PayPal and from eBay when it comes to your taxes. And that gigantic bag I was telling you about that we use very rarely, but that's where all of the packaging went into, and that's what it is. Okay, so that one is packaged. Now from this screen you can click ship your next package right over there, and it's going to take you right into the shipping queue minus whatever you have already shipped. So this next order was a single item. The lady just bought one. And we're going to click on print shipping label. We're going to find our item. Let's take a look at it. Okay. And we are going to weigh it right over here. It's very light, so it's going to be below 8 ounces. Okay, right at this moment, so it's going to be 6 ounces. Right at this moment, anything 8 ounces and below, so we're going to click on here. We already know we're going to be shipping it first class, so we don't really have to compare delivery services. But if we wanted to, we can do that, and we can put 6 in here, and we can do calculate. And then we can save. Let's close it. But I want to talk to you about ounces. So at this moment, anything from 0 to 8 ounces will not change your price. So let's see what happens when we pick 4 ounces. we're still paying $2.60. Let's see what happens when we pick 1 ounce. We're still paying $2.60. Let's see what happens when we do 9 ounces. And the price went up. So no matter if you have 1 ounce or 8 ounces, you're still paying the same. So I usually, if I know the item is below 8 ounces, I don't even bother putting in a scale. I throw 8 ounces in here and I call it a day. Now, January 22nd, 2017, there will be increase. And this will change. I believe, and I'm taping with my phone so I cannot look up the chart. But if you're following me on Instagram, I did post a chart. Actually, we can look that up on Instagram, can't we? Yes, we can. There you go. Okay. So the new cutoff will be 0 to 4 ounces and then 4 to 8. So they're actually going to give you a break, not really, because we were paying $2.60 and now we're going to be paying $2.61 if it's 4 ounces. So in this particular case, it's 6 ounces, we would have been paying $2.77. So come January 22nd, there will be a difference. So 0 to 4 ounces will be one price, and then when you go 4 to 8 will be a different price, and then it's going to change per ounce. And actually, this is kind of the biggest, 58 cents. But you know what, guys? It's price of doing business, and we just have to adjust. And I've been on eBay for a very long time. I started when there was no such thing as taking returns or paying fees from shipping. All of those, big changes were happening while I was on eBay. And in the beginning, I kind of took it hard, but then I learned to roll with the punches. It's just business. Take your emotion out of it and do what needs to be done. You should not be cutting the branch you're sitting on of your potential income just because you get bummed out over 58 cents shipping increase. So build that into your costs and move on. I bet you it's right here. Let's see what happens. Yep. Okay. So if you want to cancel, see, if I do that, if I click this little guy right here, it's going to give me a receipt and it's going to give me a label. And this is how you're comfortable with. Do that. Like I said, I feel like this is kind of waste of my paper, toner, time, storage space, so I uncheck it. So let's see how we got here. When you're in this page and you picked your service and all that stuff, if you just go a little bit up, you see a printer with a little wrench next to it. Click, and this is where you end up. So if this box is checked, then this is how it's going to print. If this box is unchecked, then this is how it's going to print. And then once you save it, I don't want the receipt, so I'm going to leave it like that. If you want the receipt, this is where you get it. Okay, that is it for here. Purchase the label. While that's coming out, yep, there you go. Print, ship next. While that's happening, we're gonna take our bag. We're gonna put that guy in. Tape that up. Here's our label. And ta-da! We shipped another package. Mailman will come to your door tomorrow, pick it up. There's really nothing to it. Boom! That portion has been completed. And so you can keep on going one by one if that is what you want to do. However, eBay penalizes you for delivering your packages late. So there are a few ways to avoid the penalty, or a few ways for eBay to know the package was delivered on time. If the customer, when they're leaving you feedback, marks that the package was delivered on time, and actually, you know what? Let's do that, just so we can practice. Okay, so I bought this, and this already came in. So when I click leave feedback, and I click on positive, okay, it doesn't even give me that option because it got scanned on time. But normally right below the positive, it's going to ask, has this item been delivered to you by, and do the and see, I cannot even click. I cannot even, like, I can leave the stars for how quickly, but eBay blocks, like, if the seller actually did what they were supposed to, you can't even do it. But if, let's say, you did not print the label within your handling time, there will be a little lines here that will say, has the seller delivered the item on time? If the buyer clicks yes, then you're good. But if the buyer clicks no, that's a strike against you. So that's one way. Another way is if the item actually gets there by the estimated delivery day. So if eBay says it's going to be there by the 6th and it got there by the 5th, you're in a clear. However, if it says it's going to be there by the 6th and you in the USPS delivered it by the 7th, and the buyer on top of it said, oh, sorry, I didn't get it on time, you get a strike against you. To avoid that, you need to have your packages scanned within your handling time. So if there is a scan, no matter when USPS brings the package, you're off the hook. eBay automatically says you did your job, you gave it to the postman on time, the rest are not your problem, you got a credit even if it got there a year later. Well, probably not that late, but they will no longer count it against you. To make that happen, you can get your 1,000 packages, go to the post office, stand at the counter, give them your bag. They're going to look at you funny, make faces. Some of them will scan it, some of them will tell you to take a hike. If you have like 5 packages, you probably could get away with it. But when I have over 100 and I show up to the post office, nobody really wants to see me there. So, eBay has this scan form. And scan form can have up to 50 packages per scan form. So if you have more than 50, you can have 2 or 3 scan forms. So you can, like right now we have 56. So if I would have clicked here, all of them will get checked. So only first 50 will get checked. You can do it that way, or for the purpose of this video, so you don't watch me weighing everything, we're going to check a few things ourselves. I was hoping to show you how to combine shipping. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do all of them. And then, so you would click all of them and then you click print shipping label. And it's going to take a moment because it's taking all of your packages. See, it's telling me right there, only 50 can be printed. Yes, we understand. We're going to need a second form. We're going to click continue, but they will not allow you to do more than 50 per page. So you will need a different sheet with a different barcode, but that's totally cool. Okay, so it's going to import all of your packages in here. Now, if you're brand new, careful, because this screen, I mean, it's confusing. You can put weight into the wrong packaging. And usually, like, when I train a brand new girl to ship for me, I allow her to ship for 2 weeks one by one. But if we had orders to combine, if a person bought 2 or 3 items, there would have been a screen right here, like a big yellow box, kind of like the box that you saw that said we can only ship 50 items. That box would have been there, and you would have had to, like, it would have said, you know, you have 3 orders to combine. You would have clicked on those orders and there would have been a screen and it would have showed you what to combine. We don't have that right now, so it's kind of not really beneficial to us. Now, also, don't freak out over that number. Because we have not adjusted, you know, like all of this will go down because it just basically, we don't have the weight put in. So it just picked their own price. After we do it, we're probably going to look at around 50 bucks up here. Okay, so let's get it done. So when you're here, going to pick first class mail and all of them, because we all know that they're gonna go first class, and 8 ounces or below doesn't matter, because right now it's the same price until the 22nd of this month. And then we're going to click review and pay, and it's gonna do its thing. Now this is the important part of the screen. Right over here where you see print, scan, form, you have to make sure it's checked. If it's checked, it's gonna give you the form. So click pay with PayPal. It's gonna go to PayPal and it's gonna do its thing. Now if you have 4 packages, it's gonna do it fairly fast. If you have 50 packages, it's gonna take a few seconds. Just, you know, let it do its thing. And right here you have to check both print labels and scan form. You can also print receipts and packing slips. Again, let's be green. How many people really do need packing slips? There's only like, I don't know, 1 in a million that buys 1,000 items and really has no clue where his stuff came from. For majority of the people, they know where it came from. Now, if printing packing slip makes you feel better, go ahead. This is where you would do all that fun stuff. But I am very green conscious. I feel like we don't need to be killing any more trees for a packing slip, so I leave those 2 unchecked. Print, and now it's going to come out. So the first page you're going to see, I'm actually going to print it while I'm talking to you so it can come out. The first page you're going to see will be that page you take to post office or to the mailman when he comes to your door. Just give him that page. This barcode is what he needs to scan. As soon as he scans it, all your packages are registered as you ship them, and there is no more late shipment defect rate at all. At this point, as long as you did it within your handling time, you're completely fine. If USPS takes an extra week to deliver it, eBay will always back you up because this is proof that you did it on time. So if you go to the post office, take that sheet, they'll scan it. If you have 2 or 3 of those sheets, they'll still scan them, because if you can't fit it all on one, or if you did 10 packages and then 2 hours later 5 more sold and you have to put them on 2 separate sheets, they're totally cool with it. And then the rest will be your labels. And let's pull them out. So here's the actual sheet to scan, and here's the label. See, mine come 2 per sheet because I canceled that receipt. Now if I wanted the receipt, then, you know, I would need twice as many labels. Okay, so you're here, you made this happen. Now you have stack of labels. How do you know where they go? This is what I do. My eBay selling. Now there's other ways to do it. This is the most easiest for me. And remember, I'm only teaching you what I'm doing myself, so this is how I do it. So on the, I probably didn't show you that, did I? Okay, on here you have where it says shipping labels. It's right under your selling. You click on that. It's going to take you into this screen that's going to keep a record of all of the labels you have ever printed. So the first, you see the name, the username, the name of the person, and the tracking number. And you can always look up the tracking number and match them up that way. You also have an option to reprint a label if you lost it. This is where you can void the label if you changed your mind and you no longer need it. Please keep in mind that USPS will take their sweet time, about 15 days, to give you refunds. So if you paid $3 to ship a package, and then something happened, you estimated the weight wrong, you know, it got eaten by your printer, you can't reprint it, whatever the reason is, you voided the package, you will get your money back, but in 15 days. So you're gonna get, the next time you reprint, you're gonna get hit again. So if you're just starting and money is kind of limited on PayPal, try to be careful and not make the mistakes, because waiting will not get you refund for a while. But this is where you can void, and if you actually click on void, let's do it, you select a reason, and then you can leave a little note. As soon as you click void, it will actually tell you that, see here, it might take 21 days to process. Actually 15. Yeah, usually for me, I even forgot that I ordered the package, and then I log into my PayPal and it says credit from, United States Postal Service. So they do give it to you. It just takes some time. Anyway, we don't want to wait nothing. So this is the item number order. You could click on it and it opens a new window. And now you see your picture. You could click on that, will open another window if you want to read your actual description, or if you need that for whatever reason. But it will also have the name of a person, so you just look at your labels, and I basically match Ash to Ash, and this is how I know that this shirt belongs with this label. And then you just keep going down the list of however many labels you printed. And that is how you print or ship in bulk. Alright guys, that's really all there is to it. So shipping is not complicated at all. The biggest thing is it has to be done daily, because eBay does check, or they do monitor how often you ship. So if you take your sweet time and you say it's 1 day handling and it took you 3 days to get your packages out, it's going to count against you, and you really don't want that. Remember, all those little defects, like not printing a label on time, shipping it late, it not getting there on time, throws you lower and lower and lower with Cassini in your best match search. And that means your sales are going to be slower and slower and slower. So you don't want to mess with shipping. There's not very many things eBay looks at anymore. I mean, I remember when I started bazillion years ago, we didn't even have to take returns. We didn't have to pay fees on shipping. I mean, it was like a totally different world. And then eBay just went and started looking at everything. And there was one time when where our DSRs were just really, really rough, and sellers couldn't even keep up with that. And so eBay listened, which is yay for them, and they have taken a lot of that away. So there's not that much they monitor you on anymore, but shipping is a huge, 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 huge part of your detail sales ratings. And you don't want to mess with it, because at the end of the day, think about it. When we order something from Amazon, I mean, literally, I placed the order at 11 p.m. because I'm thinking of something. I'm like, Amazon. And then I wake up the following morning, it's by my door. That service. And I have to say, I personally, from time to time, have chosen Amazon over eBay just because I knew it was going to be there in 2 days. Where eBay, I'm like, it might take a week or so. So it's not really eBay being mean. It's just what the world outside of our little world expects. We have to deliver fast shipping. So dedicate the time. Get the packages out as soon as possible. You're going to help your ratings to stay up, which means Cassini will be happy with you. And remember, we need to have Cassini be our best friend. If they put us higher in a best search match, we sell more items. And if we sell more items, we're that much closer to our financial freedom. So, ship. Don't be lazy. I hate shipping with a passion, but even if my girls didn't finish everything, I don't go to bed until all my packages are done for the day. So ship, ship, ship. Keep that in mind. I think that's it. I wish you guys a very profitable rest of the week. And don't think around this weekend. Invest some time in yourself and your business. I will see you next week. Bye, guys.